Hey guys, Sunday, August 18, 2024. Let's see what the Black Widow wants to do this week. So without any further delay, we're going to start out with our commitments of trader report. As you can see, we made a high here around June 10th, and that guy has been continued selling off until we hit August 5th and got this nice little pop. You can see commercial pretty much following nat gas and following its price action, which is kind of odd, but that's what's happening. You can see large speculators kind of sideways here, and then they started accumulating on July the 8th, and now they stall. So the question is, are they going to continue accumulating? Maybe betting that we continue into the end of August, maybe September, October, or we're stalling here. So let's see if they could take out the 66 August 5th high or test the 105 July 8th low. Same thing for commercial. Taking a quick glance at the energy sector, you can see that it's not doing too good. Looking at the weekly chart, you got a gravestone doji here, selling pressure here on RBOB. Nat gas has a gravestone doji style of candle, even heating oil. So let's see. I don't know, heating oil might be interesting for the winter. I'd like to see this price action, but I'll keep it on my radar. But definitely not looking good overall in regards to the energy sector, especially this week. Using spectrum cycle analysis, just to recap for those that are new following my channel, the weekly cycle using data of 20 years. 229 is this one right here. This is the 229 cycle. And this one is up until we get to around June of 2026 as of now. So these are dynamic cycles. So the weekly cycles are bullish. So on the daily chart using 5 years of data, there's two cycles that are interesting. This one, the 253, as you can see, it just probably hit a peak as of August 14th, and now this cycle is down to December. So I have this one on my watch. I want to see what price action is going to start doing from here. If we're going sideways, or we're going to trend higher, which I'm leaning on, or we're going to go sideways to lower until December of this year. So those are the kind of paths I'm looking at with this cycle. The one I'm leaning on is the 334, which kind of follows the price action a little better, here. So this one is bullish. So the weekly and the daily cycle are up. The 334 up from here, and it looks like it hits a peak as of now around January the 2025. So we'll see how this is going to play. But this is the bullish one. And the 253 is the curveball if we're going to go sideways or lower to December of 2024. So this is our Elliott wave count. So this one is a little more to the bearish side. So if you're a bear, then this probably chart or Elliott wave count is for you. According to the system, we have just hit a wave 4. We went as high on the 15 as 230, and that was a target that it was hit. And now we are pushing lower. Possible targets to the downside is 208 all the way down to 203. Those are levels you want to watch in regards to the Gann Box. And a bigger wave 5 target would be 167. So this one is extreme. I don't know if this is going to happen this week, but it could be on a spiral down. And this is what is projecting. Will it happen? We don't know, but I'm just kind of giving you targets just in case you're a full-blown bear and you're looking for downside. These are levels you want to keep an eye on: 208, 203, and especially 167. We already know that the gap is around 184, so let's put some indicators here. So this was the target that it was hit on the 15, right at the midpoint at 230. This is another target if it's going to get hit, 187 all the way to like 189, 185. And 184 fills the gap. So this is possible. If it doesn't turn around this week and continue going higher, we could continue in a projection to kiss and fill this gap, and this is your target zone. The count is wave 4, our PTI profit taking index, it's at 73, so it's pretty high. That the probability is that it's going to go down. Once this number gets to 35, that means that we are grinding higher, which we are probably closing above 221, maybe kiss 239, 241, and continue going higher. Then that means that this is not a wave 4, that the chances are that we continue going higher increases as this number goes lower. So as of right now, it's looking good using the LOA count and price action so far to the downside. Looks very promising. Stokes are crossing over. Now, if I wanted to go bullish and show you some bullish stuff, there was these cycles, dominant cycle of the 26 that hits a high around August 26. So it'll be interesting if this is just a little correction to pull higher. Seasonality backs this up, where normally you continue grinding higher to the end of the month. So that's possible also, which could void this count. And also this one is a little longer term. This is the 76. And this one peaks at September 4th, sideways, and then another peak higher October the 4th. So keep that in mind. The fractal, the time clusters dates were the 13th and the 20th. That's coming up. Also keep in mind that volatility is going to increase on the 22nd, 21st, and the 23rd. So I give it a little wiggle room of 3 days, but the ellipse techniques is indicating fasten your seatbelts is going to get a little bumpy around that time frame. The oscillator just hit 0, so the technique will indicate that once you hit 0 and you're at a wave 4, the probabilities, if it all plays out, going lower are high. This is the setup, not financial advice, but this is what the system indicates. And you can see that the ADX, the bears have a little edge so far, but it's been choppy these last couple of days, especially being in this higher range here. Let's put our Gann box a little bit here. Let's see what we could do real quick. So right here is the 45th day, around the 14, 15. There's some support down here, but we need to at least close above 223. That's your midpoint right there. So that's at the bigger picture from the swing high of June 11th. Now we go a little more fractal. And we're already at our 9th candle here. On the 16th, Friday, let's open this up to at least, to there. So right here was a 230 high that we did on the 15th, and we're smack in the middle. So this could go either way. If the LEO wave count is going to win, it could continue pushing lower from here. Now, if this is just a little correction, you're smack right at the midpoint at the Gann square or the Gann square box, and we need to now start sideways to grinding higher. And this lines up with the volatility that is increasing with the ellipse techniques right here. So sideways, holding at least 211. And then, excuse me, I don't know what I did there. Let's get this off. And then pushing higher from here, taking out 230. Going to the end of the month could be very possible also. So this is the moving parts that you want to just be aware of. But the key levels is where we're at right now. And a couple of turning points that could play out in the future. So here's a clip of the neural net, the computer pretty much placing trades or telling us a heads up. So far, it picked August 1st as a possible turning point, and the turn came in on the 5th. As of right now, it indicated the 14th for a possible high or turning point. And we know that we made a high of 230 on the 15th. So far, too early to tell, but kind of on track. So let's say a couple of things. This is how I use this set or indicator. When the computer is telling me that there's a possible low on September the 23rd, that could be possible. We could just kind of go sideways, do a spike low, and then turn, that'll be following the indicator. Or this is all a head fake, and the Elliott wave 4 is going to get void, and we're going to push higher. We're going to take out 230. Hypothetically, let's say we're going to retest that 315 high. If we go high, continue grinding higher, I'll be watching out for September 23rd for a possible turning point or a high. So that's how I would use this indicator. So sideways to lower, possible low. Head fake, continue grinding higher, possible turning point on the upside or somewhere in this ballpark. Okay, so this is the last clip of the master chart, and I've shown this video, so you guys should not be surprised. So this is the price section that we have. This one is the solar cycle. And you can see that we hit a trough low somewhere around the 18th, pretty much this week. So there's a cycle low, and then it starts going up from the 21st, 22nd. So could that be that maybe the EIA report is positive and we get this nice big rally to the upside into next week? I don't know, but it's something to think about. It's showing possible projection, possible path. I'll put it that way. The red one is another cycle that I'm watching and is also in the same course as the yellow. So this is, a probability that maybe this could play out. So we'll see how this week is going to go. We just don't want to go below 202, 208, because then maybe this is not going to play out, or maybe it will. Maybe it's just a big snapback and it goes up. But this is where it's forecasting. And then this is the quant computer forecasting that maybe, high probability trade is that there's a turning point from pretty much the last week of August, which is around the 30th. So let's see how price action is going to play. So bullish view, and then the Elliott wave count, wave 4 up here, bearish view, fill gap. So those are the two scenarios for this week. So you got your blue pill and the red pill. Which one you're going to take? It all depends on what you are. Are you a bull or you a bear? Either way, whatever you are, be careful, because the Black Widow is always watching and she's ready to take your money. So this is the last clip. We'll look at the market profile. I extended it to 1 year. And I want to show you that we are now below the anchored VWAP, which is not too good, 219, but we have a value area low of around 210. Let's see if this is going to hold. So if this area holds right here, we could have a possible bounce this week. So let's get some stats out. Monday, it's bullish, but not by much. That's all I'm going to say on that. It's bullish, so I could probably see maybe a pop, maybe a retrace, some discount buyers, dollar store, Dollar Tree, want to get in and maybe ride this wave higher, so they might come in. So yeah, I could definitely see maybe a retrace, unless the bears are not too aggressive. As you can see, they were very aggressive Friday and Thursday. You can see that we kissed that high right here at 230, right on the nose, and then just pulled back. So this area right here was telling you, be careful. Let's do our trend line to see where we're at on a log scale chart. And you see that we are now, this is what I'm using on the Elliott wave chart, which we violated. We failed these trend lines. So that's what that's looking like. Let's go into our simple glance chart, and we kissed the 200 on the weekly and then pulled back at 227. On the daily chart, we got a PPS sell signal, but in the MOBO, so it's kind of choppy. Unless we close below 206, it's probably going to be a lot of noise in between here. We got a MACD crossover negative. So like I said, got a value area low around here around 203, 206. So keep an eye on that if we ever get down there. But so far, this you would probably wait for a retrace up. And if it fails at around 221, then eventually pounce. But if you want to be more conservative, wait at least to close around below 206 or at least to 203. So this is going to be an area you want to watch if you are a bear, because there's going to be a lot of support right here. Let's see. I don't want to make this video too long, but let's look at some of the geometry. APF, yeah, we couldn't hold this line, so we dipped back in. The channel, you're going now right back to the midpoint. FT levels, yep, couldn't even hold that key level. Let's see. Measured moves up. We made as high as around the 15th. Nothing really there. SO. I have my eyes on the 19th. Maybe a turn here, but it came in early to the downside. But if it's going to turn up, maybe watch for the 19th. That's the 2/3 move. I think that's it. And swing, yep. So I had this, I had the 17, which is really the 16. The 17 is a Saturday, but I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting. I just have it as a marker. But now that we got all these done, the last one I'm going to watch will be the 5th of September. Let's go into our midpoint chart. Let's look at the monthly. So far, this is a target to the downside, which would be 206. Remember 206, 208, 203. If the bears are going to push it, this could be an area that they could be surprised because maybe this would hold and turn. But if they're going to get a target, you got the moving average, the 50 right here. So this is a nice level to watch. This is one of the bigger picture levels right here. You can see the Stokes are already starting to claw in. Looking at our 4-hour chart with the weekly pivots, this one was a good support. Let's see if this holds. 211. This is the 75%. Now we have to crawl back up, and your line in the sand for this week is 220. If we can't get above 220 this whole week, we could be in trouble. So if it's going to retrace, key targets 215 all the way to 218. That's a 270 degree on the square of 9, and you got your 220 right here. If this is not going to hold into this week coming up to 11, targets to the downside will be 206 key level, because that's a monthly pivot level, and extreme target to the downside 201. So maybe one of these scenarios, if the Elliott wave count is going to be correct, going to the downside. Mobos are negative. Stokes are already starting to claw down, and you're below the 0 line. So weakness is already setting in. And look at the hourly. So the line in the sand just for the Sunday night open session Monday is 216. We can't get above here. We're going to have a tough time. But if we do, you got a target up here at least of a 218 and the high of 221, which is the overnight on Friday. Extreme targets to the upside will be 226 all the way to 224. If it's a head fake into the midpoint or at least to these highs, and we push and take out 211, for Monday only, 208 all the way down to 205. I'm not going to bother with the square of 9 because I gave you a lot of info. I don't want to make this video too long, but let's see how it plays. A couple of scenarios. We're either going to continue going down, maybe a pop, but grind, making higher lows and higher highs, following the yellow wave count, or this was just a minor correction now for the Black Widow to squeeze some early bears that came in and push higher into the end of the month. I'm being just realistic. The end of the month is just because typically that's what it normally does. But if she's going to continue sideways, grinding sideways to higher, it could probably go into September, maybe October. But realistically, September, August, the last week of August looks like it could probably go there, but too early to tell. Seasonality wise, using the 15-year on August the 19th, this is where it does a little turning point. So that's another little stat for you if you made it to this video at this end. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think? You think we're going to grind higher into the end of August? Or you think we're going to go and fill this gap and follow this wave 5, possible wave 5 to the downside? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. What are your, where are you at? You're a bull? You're a bear? Are you on the sidelines? Are you waiting for it to go down? Or you're already getting in here, expecting a higher move this week? Let me know what are you thinking. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that gas.